The telemarketing section of Influence FM has been a big help to both myself and the company. First of all, we start with this screen, and this is where the salespeople work. They simply enter the zip code where they're working, and it presents random people from your customers' lists, all the people that are in the prospect list. In our case, our list contains about 13,000 businesses that are not on the air with us right now. A salesman simply brings it up, a random customer comes up. They can schedule an appointment from here. They can say they didn't get anywhere. They can add a new customer if they just pull somebody out of a magazine, or they can send it to trash. Now, one of the things that we noticed happened as soon as they began calling from this form is they began making a lot more calls than they had been in the past. There was a lot less wasted time. Now, what do we get to see in the back? This is kind of nice. The software takes everybody's information and puts it all together. So I can look at a calling period and I can see each one of my reps, how many phone calls they attempted, how many were completed or deleted, how many appointments got booked, and then we can extrapolate calls per hour, booked per hour, and come up with the entire number of calls. Below, we get all the appointments that were booked. Now, while the key performance indicators tell us how a rep is doing and if we need to give them some more training, the appointments booked tells us what happened on any given call out, what we have just added to the pipeline. Down below in the sales process, it talks about customers that have already been in the pipeline and what's happening next. So in this case, you can see Terrible Herps, which was cold called on the 24th. A CNA was done on the 13th. Not really sure how they pulled that off. And then, of course, a cold call back here. It was repeated, okay? I don't know what that sales rep did, but now I've got something I can look into and see what's going on. I can take a look by employee and see how they're doing in easy little gauges so that you get a quick look at your sales force and you can see what's going on. From here, there's even more information that is extrapolated directly from these call-out reports. I can take a look at any given salesperson, and it takes a look and says, all right, I'm looking at Dominic here. His closing ratio over the past period is 32%. In other words, 32% of the people that he asks for an order actually buy something. In the last 30 days, he's closed $33,000 worth of business. His average sale per month, $866. So in other words, of the contracts he's selling, depending upon the length, his average ask is $866 a month. But more so, it looks ahead toward March at this point. Now here we are in January, and it says if you want to reach your goal, you need to ask for 70 CNAs by March 10th. This takes into account his average closing ratio from CNAs, his average ask, and his average time between asking in a CNA to an actual closing. And it says that if he wants to reach his April goal, all he needs to do is complete 92 CNAs between now and April 9th, 4 months from now. This is how Influence makes it easier for someone like me who's looking over a great number of salespeople and sales teams to kind of see what's going on. This part doesn't help your salespeople. What this part does is tells you what you need to do as a manager to get to your goals.